Fall FM! What's going on, guys? First episode of 2016. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna tell you how it went. Alright, first of all, okay, the recap was 6 minutes plus. So I'm sitting here watching this. I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is taking a lot of time. We finally started the episode, and the momentum that they were able to build in the first half of the episode, that was great. It was so good, in fact, that if I knew that if I were to pause the episode in certain action beats, the animation would disappoint me. But the momentum and the build-up and the hype that they were able to build was so good that I didn't care. There came a point where the episode just took me for a ride, and I decided to just, you know what? I'm gonna let myself go. I just went with it. The music was on point, as well as the dialogue. They added some new tracks, and they used the track that really gets me hyped up that goes like doo-doo-doo, 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 doo-doo-doo. And when I say dialogue, I don't mean like the written text. I don't mean the script, because that's on Oda. That's all Oda. I mean the way that the voice actors delivered the text, what they were reading.
So they totally teased us with the Gear 4th Eye in the title card of the episode, and then they teased us again with the preview. Oh my gosh, like, and you know, there's this one shot of him where we get to see like a silhouette, like a bluish silhouette. It looks badass, but we don't get to see the detail. And I'm like, come on, Toei, you can't do this to me. You know shit is about to go down when Trafalgar Law almost cries, which he almost did in this episode. He was telling Cavendish and Robin, just leave me here. I have to see this through. Just the way that this emotional aspect of Law was handled in this episode was great. Meanwhile, you have Luffy upstairs, and he's yelling to Cavendish, just take them and leave, yo. Take them and leave. Get the fuck out of this plateau, son. Luffy's like, I am not responsible for any of the collateral damage that you may receive as a consequence of staying here after I tell you to get the fuck out. So they start going ham upstairs. I'm not gonna lie, like the Gatlings at certain points, they looked kind of crappy, but then there were some really good shots as well. So it was, you know, a mixed bag, like I've said before. The sound effects were there. The momentum was built. It was crafted really well. The side characters, props to them. They were on point. Cavendish and Bartolomeo specifically. Doflamingo was also on point. The way that he just keeps tanking Luffy's hits. When he tanked that Red Hawk, that was great. You cannot tell me that was not a brilliant moment. Because you actually see the blaze of Luffy's attack pretty much go back to him, like upward, right? And then Luffy uses Gear 2nd, he uses Gear 3rd. Neither of those modes are enough. Doflamingo just keeps schooling Luffy throughout this entire thing. It's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. He's like, okay, so your speed is okay, but your punches lack power. And then Luffy uses Gear 3rd, and oh my gosh, Doflamingo comes in and he's like, well, now you're fucking wide open. And then he comes in to nail his knee into Luffy's face so hard. I mean, like, the Dofi pointers in this episode were great, but like when he comes in, like he's a very, very harsh teacher. I like the speeches in this episode, and I also like the flashback that we got with Doflamingo looking at Luffy's bounty poster, because it just shows that Dofi ain't having none of that marine bullshit. Like, he knows that Luffy was the one to defeat Croco Boy from the get-go. He's like, the Marines are full of shit. Like, this kid's bounty just shot up. By the way, shout out to Robin, looking fantastic in this episode. For the most part, not always, but look at that. I mean, I really wish these two guys were a couple, but sadly that'll never happen. She left him when he was wounded, and we have Frankie, so fuck.
I'm actually just having a hard time deciding about whether the lack of music by the end, when he, they even used like the slow motion cam or like the slow motion animation when he picks up his arm and stuff, just to get you even more hyped for the moment. But there is no music; it's just dead silence. So I'm really thinking about like whether or not that worked for the better, or if it was just like a stylistic choice that maybe would have been, a little bit better if they had music in it. Overall, I thought this episode was great because it accomplished what it needed to do, which is to create like this wave of momentum and build up for next week. So really, when it comes to animation, next week is the big one. Next week is where it counts. You see the preview for next week, and the way they're animating Luffy's muscles enlarging, That's like some Hulk shit. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Like the review if you did, I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel for more One Piece related stuff. Comment down below with your thoughts. How are you feeling about this? Are you excited? Are you scared? Honestly, I think both of those emotional states are a pretty normal response to this episode and to what's up ahead. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.